What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Marvel leak video. This information was leaked, apparently. Again, if you didn't watch the first video, take this with a lot of salt because it's very unlikely, but some of the stuff is probably going to be true. This is all based on, leaked information as well as what directors have said and as well as seeing stuff on set and whatnot. So the first one I want to start off with is not actually a movie, but information about Marvel and Fox, who, if you don't know, Marvel kind of does their thing. Fox does their stuff with their own Marvel movies, which is the X-Men universe. And man, people love that X-Men universe, except the last movie. I think Apocalypse kind of showed. I think Fox basically had the view that they didn't need Marvel, but then after Fantastic Four came out and that was destroyed, and as well as X-Men Apocalypse not being that good, I think they're kind of taking a step back and they're like, ah, shit. But before that, they actually have improved their relations. Marvel did authorize that Deadpool could feature a helicarrier, which was when I first saw Deadpool, I was like, is that the Shield helicarrier? It's near the end of the movie when he's fighting Ajax. Fox isn't going to get rid of the X-Men, and they're not sharing a universe, but personally, I think that they saw what they're doing with Sony to kind of help them with their universe, and they're like, we want that. So the proposed deal is that Marvel's going to get the Fantastic Four back, and they'll help out with the X-Men expanded universe, which honestly I think that's the best thing. I think there's a lot of different discrepancies between Marvel's universe and Fox's X-Men universe. So instead of like somehow combining those, just having the X-Men be able to do their own thing with their own production teams and whatnot, just let them do that and let Marvel keep on doing what they're doing. Now, the part of this I'm excited about is the fact that they get the Fantastic Four back. Not only is the Fantastic Four just, big Marvel characters that, have a big family thing and big part of the entire history of Marvel, but that means they'd also get back the villains. So, if you don't know, the Silver Surfer and Galactus are with Fantastic Four right now in their movies, which is why they weren't able to use them. So they'd get those guys back. So if they wanted, they could introduce Silver Surfer and have Galactus, destroy the world. How epic would that be? And I believe they also have Kang the Conqueror, who, if you don't know, is this time-traveling villain who kind of took over the world in the future, and he comes back in time to kill the Avengers. And there's a lot of different plots for that. He's also with Fantastic Four, so being able to get him back would be awesome because he has the potential of being the next big villain after Thanos. Now, if you don't know who King the Conqueror is, like more specifically, he is rumored to be like the great grandson of Reed Richard, or Doctor Doom or something like that. So he's awesome. And then I thought it would also mean getting the Skrulls back. And if you don't know who the Skrulls are, they're basically shapeshifters, and they were a big part of the Marvel event, the Secret Invasion, in which like a lot of the heroes had actually been Skrulls and they get invaded. I thought the Skrulls were over at Fox, but apparently not due to a future rumor that I'll be discussing. So we'll see about that. And now that's basically it for Marvel and Fox. This is kind of just some rumors about Marvel overall, and kind of more focusing towards Infinity War. Bucky was propped up as a potential replacement for Captain America back to when it looked like Chris Evans wouldn't come back post Infinity War. So big rumors that Chris Evans has actually signed on for after Infinity Wars and is going to be kind of the headline like Iron Man is now for the Marvel Universe. But there was a time that I even remember when Chris Evans was kind of iffy about coming back as Captain America because he wanted to kind of be a director on his own and do his own thing, which is a big thing for stars. They want to have their creative vision out there instead of just playing one role. Kind of like Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter. He wants to be more than just Harry Potter, which he actually has been. He's a good actor. But apparently Chris Evans kind of took a step back from that and realized how great his job is and how many fans he has. So he's going to apparently stay on as Captain America. And that kind of made Bucky stay back as the Winter Soldier for now. That could change in the future. And one of the rumors being discussed is that they're going to pair him with Black Widow for a movie. Now, Black Widow basically is getting a movie. They've been discussing it. Everyone wants it. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people have been saying, why the hell isn't she getting her own movie and everyone else is? Get a female movie out there. And has high ups at Marvel are like, well, yeah, we want one too. Let's do it. So having her in it would be, would be valid. And I think because they kind of want to set up that weird relationship between Peggy's daughter and Cap, which they kissed in Civil War, which was gross. Setting up a relationship between Scarlett Johansson and Bucky is being considered and kind of predictable. However, one, Scarlett Johansson hasn't renewed her contract, and they kind of want her to be very high up with Captain America, but only if she comes back. But given that people loved how Falcon and Bucky reacted together in Civil War, they're considering putting them in the movie together, which I'd like to see Falcon get his own movie. I love Anthony Mackie. I know he loves being Falcon. I'm sure the guy, forget his name, whoever plays Bucky loves being Bucky too. And they're pretty funny together, so I wouldn't mind seeing them. Next up is what I was talking about earlier, is that Iron Man is considered the lead character for the first 3 phases, which is basically from Iron Man 1 to the end of Infinity War, I think. Or is that phase 4? Anyway, he was the big guy that was in, all the movies. Everyone loved him. He set up the Avengers, but he's fucking Robert Downey Jr. is so expensive to hire. So I'm assuming they're just kind of like, all right, we're done with you, man. And again, this is where the rumor came in that Cap and Black Widow are gonna kind of be the main guys for the next phase 4 and onwards. And then the last news for just overall Marvel is kind of about Iron Man. It's that even though he's extremely popular, they've decided against recasting him as RDJ because he's become too ingrained in people's mind. Which, I don't know really what that means. I think Robert Downey Jr. was born to be Iron Man. Just everything about him is so similar. But they are, however, considering the possibility of another person taking up the mantle. Almost most obvious candidate, Don Cheadle, is basically out of the running because he's getting too old and isn't popular enough. Robert Downey Jr. is getting old as well, so that could be a reason they aren't hiring him. And I love Don Cheadle. I think he's funny, but I agree that he's kind of getting too old to be in that kind of role. And there are a lot of other people that could take up the Iron Man mantle if they don't want to just recast another Tony Stark. But that concludes that part, and next up we're going to be talking about the next movie, Captain Marvel, which I'm excited about because it is their first female-led movie, I believe, and it's really interesting how they're going to set up her powers. So, how she's going to be introduced and getting her powers is in Avengers Infinity War, which does come out before a movie, and it's Avengers 3, not Avengers 4, which comes out in 2018. This one comes out in 2017. And during a battle with Thanos, they're going to get Kree technology, which kind of creates Carol Danvers, which is very similar to how she got her original powers. They did want to change it a bit because it was too similar to Green Lantern's origin, because I'm sure more people are familiar with Green Lantern and his Ryan Reynolds movie, I'm sure they don't want to be like, oh, Captain Marvel copied that. Yon-Rogg will be the villain. I don't know too much about Yon-Rogg, but that's cool, I guess. They don't know anything about the supporting cast, but characters confirmed are Monica Rambeau and Carla Sofen. I don't know if those are actresses or actual characters. There is a discussion to add Mar-Vell, who's the original Captain Marvel, from the comics to the movie, which would be cool. I don't know how they'd introduce him. And again, this won't be in her origin. This is actually just as a supporting character. A big argument is whether to give her a romantic storyline, which personally they don't fucking need to have a romantic storyline. She's a strong, independent woman. And then there's talks of Mar-Vell, the original Captain Marvel, being the boyfriend, or her original boyfriend, Michael Barnett. Again, I don't think they need a romantic storyline for her. She's perfectly fine without one. And if you don't know, Brie Larson was cast as Captain Marvel. The studio is being very careful with this one, as they want Captain Marvel to become one of their stalwart characters. Captain Marvel is actually very big right now in the comics. She's in lots of different comics. She's the main face of Civil War II. And given that, they're kind of retiring some of their more famous characters right now, possibly Thor, possibly Iron Man, possibly, even Captain America, having her become a big face would be a wise move. And she's similar-ish to Superman in terms that she can fly and has strength, so having her be a big character isn't shocking. But that's really all we have for Captain Marvel right now, which is sad. And now, the big one, which I'm sure most people are excited about, Avengers Infinity War. Obviously, this was planned to be a big two-part movie, but they decided against that and made them standalone stories that complement each other. And the big thing is that Avengers Infinity War will center around the Avengers trying to prevent Thanos from assembling the Infinity Gauntlet. He arrives on Earth to reclaim the Mind Stone from the Vision and the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, leading to a vicious battle. Now, two big rumors that I always thought were actually that the Vision will die because he has to have the Mind Stone in him and Thanos is just going to rip it out, which would be very sad. And that Scarlet Witch is going to kind of help Thanos because she'll say that he'll bring back her brother. Those are my personal rumors. But for the third movie, which we're just going to say Avengers 3, it's going to... Okay, let's hold on. Okay, so the rumor is the Avengers will still be fractured as the movie begins and will have to learn how to work together to stop Thanos. Obviously, because if you didn't see Civil War, they're kind of divided right now. But here, the heroes expected to appear are Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange, plus the Guardians of the Galaxy who arrive to help in the third act of the movie. This is what I like. I like that the Avengers 3 is going to focus on just the Avengers, which, is introducing the big characters of Doctor Strange and Black Panther, and even Winter Soldier, and just having them fight Thanos, being the Avengers movie versus Thanos, and even having the Guardians come help, which is awesome. In Avengers 4, that's when they want all the heroes to come out. So I'm sure if you've heard that the Avengers Infinity War is going to be like every single thing from the Marvel Universe comes and works together. But that won't be happening until the fourth movie because the third movie is just kind of setting up Thanos, setting up the Avengers versus him, and then all of them are grouping together. Next rumor is that the Vision will be destroyed early on and the Mind Stone is taken. I don't know if the Vision will come back because technically he's a computer. He could just be put in a new body. But in the comics, the Vision actually doesn't have the Mind Stone in his brain. He has like some Sunstone thing which helps him come to life or something. I really hope they bring him back because I like the Vision and he's badass. Carol Danvers will be introduced in the movie as a soldier helping the Avengers fend off a Thanos attack. That kind of correlates to her getting her powers from this movie. And then the movie will end with making it appear as if Thanos has been defeated when he hasn't. He'll return with full power of the Infinity Gauntlet in the Avengers 4 production, forcing all the heroes of Earth heroes to join forces to stop it. So, I agree with this. Like, I don't think it should automatically be Thanos gets the Infinity Gauntlet and he just can... it's Infinity Gauntlet Thanos versus the Avengers. I think they should have the initial battle of showing how strong Thanos is on his own and how much he wants the Infinity Gauntlet versus the Avengers, and then actually having him come back with the entire Infinity Gauntlet, which, by the way, they do need to have the actual Infinity Gauntlet in the movie because they've set this up since Iron Man 1, and if they actually go all this way and he doesn't actually get the Infinity Gauntlet, that's going to just make people mad. So having the fourth movie actually revolve around him getting that and showing how much stronger he is when he's already super strong as Thanos, I think that'll kind of, that'll be like, shit, we need everybody. And that's when everyone comes in. Because if you didn't notice, for the heroes that are slated to appear in Avengers 3, that doesn't include Spider-Man, that doesn't include Ant-Man, that doesn't include, well, I guess that's really it. But actually bringing in all heroes of Earth, that means those two will come in. That means they better bring in the Netflix cast of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Punisher, which the Defenders movie, or the Defenders TV show will be out by then, meaning they can do it and they better do it. Even Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, said that he wants to be in the movie. So I'm really hoping they do that. It is hard because characters like those Daredevil doesn't really have powers. He has the heightened senses, but I don't think it's going to technically be all of the heroes against Thanos. I think Thanos will have an army with him more so once he realizes how strong the Avengers actually are. And Loki will be featured in both movies as Thanos' advisors while secretly conspiring against him. I'm sure he doesn't want everything to be dead because he probably knows that Thanos will betray him. So I personally think that Loki will end up probably sacrificing himself to help stop Thanos, which, would probably be very likely. Thanos will have a large army, the Deviants, to battle the Avengers. I think that'll be in the fourth movie, which is why they need all the heroes of Earth. And Scarlet Witch will be pivotal to Thanos' defeat. That's kind of obvious because Scarlet Witch is one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Universe, considering she has fucking magic. And her working with Doctor Strange will probably be a big part of that, taking away his magic from the Infinity Stones. And the sad part is Infinity War and its sequel conclude pretty much all overarching storylines from the MCU all the way back to Iron Man, while planting seeds for a new status quo that will inform the next batch of movies. That basically means that everything we've been building since Iron Man 1, Avengers 2, Guardians, all that will come to an end, and everything will just be nice and tied with a ribbon on top. And you'll be able to be like, that was a damn good few years we had. And you'll be sad. But the good part is that it doesn't mean it's over. It means that they'll come back with the next Phase 4, and whether they decide to do a big overarching villain for the like Kang, like they did with Thanos, or if they choose to just do a smaller, like, what's it called? Fucking phase villain. Kind of like each phase, this will be the main villain. That has been yet to be seen, but don't be too sad because obviously we're going to be getting Ant-Man again. We're going to be getting Doctor Strange 2, Guardians 3, Captain America, if he truly did sign on. So, should be sad that our heroes are coming to an end, but this is just the beginning of a new Marvel Universe. And that's where I do want to wrap up this video. In the next one, we'll be talking about Ant-Man 2, Black Panther, Spider-Man Homecoming, and what's been announced for Marvel Phase 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you guys think. I'm gladly to talk to you guys in the comments about it, and just tell me what you guys, are thinking. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.